What up, everybody? Top of the rainbow. This is me, your host, the host of Topics of Cancer, the queer perspective at times. It's been a minute, and right now I am technically recording in my car because I said it's been a minute since I've been able to speak to the masses, and I just thought that today I was having a thought, and I said, while I have this thought, let me go ahead and just sprinkle a little tidbit to you all today. As I was driving, I began to develop this mantra for me. I normally drive in the morning when I'm on my way to work with no music, just listening to the surrounding elements. And I start to speak words of affirmation, words of inspiration, words of confidence over me. And it's very important because being a person whose love language is words of affirmation, what wouldn't be better than for me to adapt and to speak to my own love language and speak it upon myself? Because if the beginning of loving and healing is to love and heal yourself, then whenever you do not get that words of affirmation or love or affection, you already have it embedded in you. And there's a seed that's already planted there for you to grow because you are growing yourself. Now, whenever someone else comes around and they just give you that confirmation, because you already confirmed to yourself who it is that you are, what you are, and why you are that, it's easier for you. And I would say over to myself that I am beautiful, that I am smart, that I am loving, that I look good today. And it is okay to say these words over yourself. It's not overly confident. It's giving you that balance and understanding that whatever happens today, I'm going to make the best of it. You see, when we have negative thoughts, that's just the enemy speaking to us. And the enemy is the inner me within us, which has developed this box or this bowl, if you will, of negativity that comes from peers, that comes from spouses, ex-spouses, ex-relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic. And as I was thinking earlier today, having my cup of coffee, eating my Fruit Loops, I said to myself, you know what? The majority of my thinking inhabited from past relationships, which I never actually been able to filter out. And I believe that's what we can all benefit from today, is to filter out our relationships with ourselves, with the words that we developed or collected throughout our years of being involved with people and any relationship. A relationship is any type of relation that you have with a person. It can be a clerk at the Walmart, at the Piggly Wiggly, at Wawa, wherever you reign. And if we begin to develop that understanding that, I'm A-okay and I'm on my way, that, what that person said, it really affected me 3, 10, 7 years from now. It is okay. As long as you develop that understanding that it really affected me. I may have said some words and some things, and I also I have allowed it to happen. You see, what I've developed is an understanding that whenever I have a negative thought, I would reflect on where that thought is coming from, which, if you understand, you would ask yourself why. And I have that, if you go back through a couple of episodes, the importance of asking yourself why. Because within the why, you get the how, and within the how, you get the do. And when you get the do, you set yourself up for action. And with action, there's a response. And with the response, there's a change. And with the change, there is a development for growth, be it negative or positive. You see, the inner me, being negative or positive, we have to accept and understand that there's going to be negative and there's going to be positive. I'm not saying that we should just walk around as zombies and just walk with our head up or down. We should walk with our head held straight, looking forward. We should have the understanding and the demeanor that whatever comes my way, I will attack it head on, because I am not a perfect person, but I'm striving to be each and every single day. And I used to be against there's no perfect person, but you can be perfect in getting up in the morning. You can perfect that, getting up in the morning, saying, hey, I love myself. I am beautiful. I am brilliant. I am creative. You can make a perfection in that over yourself. You can make a perfection in talking negative, a perfection in talking positive. As long as you're doing something, it's better than nothing. There's and I may misquote this because I don't have my notes with me, but there's a saying from a Buddhist that emptiness is without form and form is without emptiness, meaning that something can come from nothing and nothing can come from something, but in the end, it comes from somewhere. And that goes with projection, perspective, understanding. And I said to myself, whenever anyone says, whatever the enemy says, what you're not, you say that you are. Again, you're developing that understanding, that mechanism. You're developing that knowledge to know that I am something. Those enemies that is within you, and that enemy can be your mom, your dad, again, an ex relationship, words, it can be whoever it can be, but you let that inner me know that the inner you understands that you will be the opposite of what they tried to create in you. Developing that understanding and know-how and saying over to yourself, I deserve better than yesterday. And that can be on how you acted, how you treated yourself. Because how you treat yourself is how you treat others. And I've looked over my relationships consistently because I go through the file cabinet of my brain of relationships, words, jobs, and everything else. And I've come to the understanding that everything that I went through in my life was preparing me for this very moment. This moment that I'm speaking to you, this moment that I got up in the morning. Everything that you do is a path that is set and created for the future. And the future is unpredictable. And the best thing with that is knowing that if the future is unpredictable, I possess the key, the power, and the knowledge and the know-how to change it. The trajectory of it, the perspective of it, the provision of it, the providing, the understanding. Coming to that moment of reality where it's like, you know what? It's not them. It's not me. It's just doing. And having the ability to, for a lack of words, give a fuck about something is being able to say, you know what? I have a limited amount of likes or loves or F's to give, and I'm going to choose who I'm going to give them out to. We cannot continuously go on saying that we're not going to give a care or an F about people, places, and things, because we do in actuality. In order for you not to, you have to care not to. You get what I'm saying? So today I ask you to choose who you want to give a fuck to. who you want to give a care to, who you want to give understanding to. And even if it is yourself, and if you don't want to, accept that fact that I don't want to give any care, any mind, any thought to it because it's not conducive to my well-being or constructive to how I want to project myself in the future. If it does not align in the totality of creating an alternative version of you, then don't. Because self-help don't need help. You can sit there all day and have this whole thing and blame the world. But my thing with this, for a person who can consistently blame everybody else for things that went wrong in their life, I would really have to say, I cannot trust that person. Because there has to be something within yourself that you do not see, do not want to fix, don't care to fix, where you believe that everything with you is right and everything with everybody else is wrong. And that's the beginning to developing a positive mindset on negative circumstances. I've learned today that the negative as well as the positive is okay. And even being a spiritual being, understanding that there's going to be some negative things. But you know what? When the negativity comes on, I'm going to face it head on and let them know, you know what? There's got to be something in it that I have to learn from it. Dark cannot live without light, and light cannot live without dark. Well, that's been my little TED Talk. I do thank you for listening in to me today. Tune in to me. I do have a new time frame that I'm changing into because my whole my whole life has been catapulted ever since April 8th of 2024. And I would love for you all to be on that journey with me of positivity, negativity, strong mindsets, and understanding and learning the benefits of the inner me to grow your inner me. I am LaQueer, the host of Topics of Cancer, the Queer Perspective, where we take the look on the world through the bird's eye view of a Cancerian, as it should be so. We talk about queer topics all the queer time. Why? Because we need to. And until then, always remember, be true, be you, unapologetically. Until next time, all is well.